that.
Do
It
not
didn't.
come.
Dang it.
Do not come.
Well, don't.
Okay.
Who's starting? Oh, you're starting.
18th. Okay. Sup, dudes?
Yo.
What is it?
I don't know. Just sort of tired today. Been so busy all week. Kind of thinking I need a mulligan.
On Dice of Destiny? Yeah, dude, that's no problem.
No. Like on the whole week.
You want to take a mulligan for the entire sode?
Is that bad?
No, dude, actually, I think we can just wrap.
Finally.
You've just logged into the 3-Bit Gamer Show. Welcome to the 3-Bit Gamer Show. I'm JD.
This is Peterson.
And Aaron.
We didn't
mulligan on the. No, we're taking a mulligan. I meant a mulligan on the whole week. Can I skip the week?
Not just the
April
stone.
14th?
You're talking about just the week. You're
April
just going to go to
21st.
bed and you're going to be done.
Yeah. I asked my boss. She said no, but she's not the boss of me.
Dude, I feel that. Like on a Monday where you're like, actually, you get up and you get ready, start getting ready for work. And you're like, I'm not going to do it this week. I think I'm just not going to do it. Like, do what? You're like, not going to do anything.
You can't just do nothing. I'm going to play games on my phone today. Okay.
Yeah. I'm just playing Balatro, just grinding those. Aaron, you played Balatro yet?
No, I refuse.
Big mistake, Aaron. Big mistake.
Big
It'll
mistake.
get you eventually. I'll just send it to you. You'll have to play it.
Okay.
It'll ping you like every couple days. Like, what do you think? What do you think of this game?
Play it yet?
I bought it. You have to play it.
Live from the 3-Bit Gamer Show. The news. All right, our news this week is brought to us by Crave Cookies. Crave! Go to cravecookies.com. Check out this fantastic little cookie shop's menu. It's a rotating menu. It changes every Friday. But on this podcast, which publishes every Tuesday, we tell you what the following Friday week's menu is going to be 4 days in advance.
Yep.
This is big deal if you're a cookie head.
Yeah, and you are all cookie heads. That's why you're still here.
Come on. Let's be honest. That's why you stuck with us so long. It's because we're all fellow cookie
Someone's
heads.
like, cookie head? I thought you were saying coke head. I'm so sorry.
Dang, I got to switch to a different podcast. Am I not high energy enough? All right. This month, the monthly cookie is the peanut butter cup, which is, by the way, just so awesome. It's been I cannot make enough of this stuff. People just can't get enough of it. The Cad Bunny Crave, which is a oatmeal peanut butter take that has
those Cadbury eggs on it, chocolate ones.
Dude, it fucking slaps. The carrot cake, oh God, I just threw those carrots away. The carrot cake's back?
You idiot. You've got the list.
No, that's wrong. There's no way. Because I didn't order
Easter.
carrots this week.
You better go buy some more carrots.
Dude.
Why would you throw
carrot
cake away for
Trenton right now?
Dude, don't text my boss. I'll get in trouble. Let me tell you what's actually happening, because this is...
Do you need a mulligan on this week?
No, I think this is wrong for the first time ever. No, it's not. It's not. I'm right. I know, because I do the ordering for the store. It is not actually the carrot cake. Thank God. It is the Snickerdoodle Dream Cake.
It's not very Eastery.
Yeah, carrots are more Eastery.
Okay, well, guess what? Here's the thing about the Snickerdoodle Dream Cake. Shut up. Good. It's what we have. It's
What's
what we
the
have in
dream
stock.
part of it?
It's frosted differently. Like it has like
swirl.
It's got a swirl, and then it's got like different colored sanding sugar on it.
So it's dreamy.
So it's dreamy, and then like the brookies and cream,
really fast,
which is dope. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you can hypnotize yourself with this cookie, and then the strawberry shortcake. Yes. If you're able to follow that, congratulations. If not, just go to Crave Cookies and just stuff your face with these cookies. You guys are gonna love it. And get cookie on. So,
Oh, sorry. I jumped the gun. I usually wait for you to say, get your cookie on.
okay, do
Say
it again.
No, you say it again.
Okay, no, you hang up first.
You say, get your cookie on.
Okay, get your cookie on.
Gotcha.
Mulligan.
Ubisoft puts their foot down and argues in a legal filing that you don't own your own video games. Thanks, Ubisoft.
Feels
It's nice
good.
to have that on paper, that's how you view these digital products that you've been selling for the past 20 years, is that, oh, we've been selling nothing. We've been selling essentially a non-product that you do not own. This is, I don't know, did we report on this original lawsuit? Probably not. Just two California gamers, just two brothers, just two guys. They're suing Ubisoft in a proposed class action lawsuit, which I guess this is how you get it started. You start a lawsuit and then you see if you can ramp it up and add people to it. I don't know. But The Crew, which came out in 2014, shut down last year due to, quote, server infrastructure and licensing constraints. Probably a lot of things to do with the music, maybe. They had like soundtrack things. And they're like, yeah, we're not going to pay for an extension of that. No, never mind. Oh, am I breaking up?
A little bit. Are you breaking up for Aaron? Aaron, you just me. All right.
No.
Keep going.
Are we breaking up? This is how I find out.
I didn't want to tell you this, but I think we
I
need
over text. You're gonna do this over text. Are you serious?
How else do you want me to do it? You want me to do
Frowny
it?
face emoji. Frowny face emoji.
You're gonna frowny face me?
The Crew had no single player, and it's essentially bricked now for fans. If you own this game, if you bought this game, and I'm pretty sure in 2014 you could buy the physical copy of it, you can no longer play it at all. So these two gamers actually purchased it much later than 2014. One was in 2018, one was in 2020, but they both claim that they never would have purchased the game if they'd had the knowledge that Ubisoft could just yank it out from under them.
Mm-hmm.
And Ubisoft's response was to just ask for this entire suit to be dismissed. They're like, nah, we don't. They're like, we shouldn't even have to waste a court's time with this. They just asked the judge to dismiss it out of hand. And they said there was no reason for players to believe that they were purchasing, quote, unfettered ownership rights in the game. Like, what kind of idiot dumbass would buy a video game and think that they have the right to own that game? No reasonable Ubisoft customer could ever believe that.
That's unrealistic expectations.
Dummies.
Yikes. So the plaintiffs respond with their own photos of the packaging for this game, which states that the activation code for the game doesn't expire until 2099. We're talking space cars. We're talking Google Glass is finally out. And there is no coral left in the ocean. It's all bleached dead. That's how long you should be able to access The Crew. And according to the packaging for The Crew. So
why would you put that on the packaging at all? Is that like a thing like they had to do that? Now I want to check. Is that like a thing that they put on packages?
Maybe. Yeah, it's probably something you would just shrug at. You're like, oh yeah, so it's just gonna last forever. You'll just have the game. Here's the thing: it's like the reason I put this as the lead story is not because I think it may not even reach. It may get dismissed. The judge might just be like, "Yeah, fuck, this is dumb." After all, it's just like two gamers filing this suit. May not believe that it rises to the occasion where you can make it a class action lawsuit. But here's my thing: why I think this is interesting and very fun to follow is that this back and forth between the plaintiffs and Ubisoft is one I think we will see play out more in the future. As more people test this, as more people get upset that a product they bought, they're no longer able to access. The analogy they used in this suit was the plaintiffs used was that if you bought a pinball machine and 10 years later you go down to your basement and it's gutted because the owners of the people that sold you the pinball machine after 10 years decided they actually owned all the things inside of it, including like the screen with your high scores and everything. And so they reclaimed that. And so now you have a bricked machine that doesn't work anymore because they wanted those parts because it made sense to them financially. I think it's a stretch.
Yeah, as I was gonna say, that's kind of a stretch. I mean,
if I could choose a metaphor as legal counsel, I think I could come up with a better one than that in the next 5 minutes.
Probably.
However,
Yeah.
I feel like eventually, as more of these suits come to light, something is going to stick. Someone is going to make a compelling enough argument that the product they bought was something that was owed to them, and all we need is that one precedent. And then I can see a future, and maybe I'm just naive, where there is a reasonable expectation for video game companies to maintain support for the games they publish indefinitely. I can see the response not necessarily being that game developers are sponsoring. I could see them doing something to get around it, loopholes as like, well, we put a single player campaign, because that's the problem with The Crew. There's like no way to play any part of it at any point ever because it's all online only, which I feel like if that comes back to bite game companies in the ass, because that means that they are required by law to keep the servers and the updates and the game functional long into the future. I feel like instead of doing that online only shit that we keep seeing in all these games, we eventually may get to the point where these games must be released with either a single player component or some other loophole that they use to get around.
Well, especially if somebody buys the game close to the end life of that game, then they're screwed. They only get to play the game for what, like a month?
Yeah.
2 months.
So what do you play? What are you paying for?
Yeah.
Here's how it's going to play out. Somebody's going to do a lawsuit, like JD said, but it's going to be, or some company is going to be like, start coming out and be like, you buy this game, you own it forever, and it's going to be something dumb like Pal World or something like that, or they'll do some sort of lawsuit against some random game, and then they'll be like, okay, everyone who has purchased a key for Pal World specifically, they're going to be game by game basis. Everyone who has purchased a key for Pal World now owns Pal World indefinitely. Like, it's going to be something random like that, and it's going to be a game by game basis. And in 2090, your library is going to be just a bunch of nonsense.
Can't wait.
So, or you'll own like aspects of a game. Be like, well, you bought it before these patches came out, so you can't access any
a PSA. And maybe this podcast will get preserved this long. But if I'm still alive in the 2090s, somebody please come to my apartment.
I got you, bro. I got you.
Kill me.
Yeah, I got you.
Come kill me. They're keeping me alive. I don't know why.
Doug, I got you. Listen.
What? Come kill me, please.
I got you. Don't worry about it. And then they're going to be like, we heard you on April 14th, 2025. You said, and I quote,
the death squad kicks down my door. And I'm like, no, I changed my mind. They're like, no. 2025 JD was right. You need to go. Oh my God. Spin that clip.
Here we go. Aaron, you get to hear this for the first time. You're going to hate it. Let's run it down what we saw at the live show. They play the stream extra live like it's Mario. And they give us what they want, they ain't sorry, ho. Gotta drop some heat, crushing dreams, cause they smash a bro. La 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 la, Nintendo. La 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 la, Mario. Put your paddle down, because now it's time for Nintendo Direct.
My favorite part about the rap is where Peterson says ho.
Yeah,
word I do not think I've ever heard Peterson say in real life.
Rapping Peterson says ho.
Rap Peterson, he says ho.
No filter.
Yeah.
That's
must have on
amazing.
a beat. Nope. Yeah.
Like just more, some trickling Nintendo news for us that I just wanted to. I don't know necessarily. This is kind of just like spinning off of the Nintendo Direct. Look, I just wanted to play the fucking rap again.
I just like the la 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 part.
Yeah, that's the best. How many times did you layer that? How many Petersons?
That's just two. That's
just two Petersons.
Yes, I did it, and then I did it again. Like listened to it while I was doing it.
Yeah,
and I just changed the pitch on it a little bit, so it was a little. Yeah.
Genius. I knew when I gave you this assignment that whatever came out was going to be absolute spun gold.
I was laughing when I listened to the final thing. I was like, "Yep, this is hilarious."
Fantastic take. Oh my God, the best. So yeah, just these are basically riblets, but whatever, we're going to do them anyway. The Switch 2 tutorial demo game will cost $10 for some reason.
Why?
This is the Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, a guided tour of the console in video game format. a, quote, virtual exhibition of the new hardware. Through tech demos, mini games, and other interactions, players will get to know the new system inside and out in ways they may never have known about otherwise.
Unless it's got
fuck?
like the Wii bowling on it, like that level of game, like that's not worth. I don't understand why you would pay $10 for it.
Is it just like a dude walking around the Switch? Is that all it is?
Kind of. It sounds like the fact that they say that if you don't play this, there are parts of the console that you would never know about otherwise, and then it's $10. I'm like, what the fuck? That seems like a failure of user experience. And also, what?
Like they know that the internet exists, right? Like,
no,
if you're trying to
only find out things here through the Nintendo Switch 2.
If you buy it, it unlocks aspects of your Switch.
The Switch
as
the
you
console just straight up.
experience it.
Now I can actually use the right Joy-Con. It's perfect. The Welcome Tour has mini games such as Speed Golf, Dodge the Spiked Balls, and Maracas Physics Demo. Dodge the Spiked Balls? What year is this? 1975?
No, it's 1996 because that's what I used to do in high school, dodging balls. You know what I'm saying?
I do not, but I'm not going to ask you to elaborate. So Nintendo doesn't care about this. They have heard the complaints, and the Nintendo of America Vice President of Product and Player Experience, Bill Trinan. Don't know. Don't care.
Mm-mm.
He thinks this is a great buy. He says, I think there are people who are particularly interested in the tech and the specs of the system and things like that. For them, I think it's going to be a great product. Who on God's green earth is looking at the Nintendo Switch 2 and is like, I'm so obsessed with the specs. This is like the lowest performing console routinely. And it always has been since like the N60, since like the fucking GameCube. I don't know what he's talking about that people are going to be like really psyched to see the specs of the system, and they will pay $10 for a Welcome Tour demo.
The only people who are going to do that is like streamers who are reviewing it and stuff like that. Like that's who's going to do this.
This is fucking nuts. The charge $10 basically guarantees, and he goes on to say how like great, how much care and work the team put into it, and they're like, so that's why we charge $10. I was like, guys, your attempt to bilk people out of a console that's already more expensive than we expected, and probably will continue to be more expensive and gain price as these tariffs, I don't know, ever happen. Who knows? Maybe it's just a fever dream. I don't know how you can justify spending $10, but whatever. The next thing, this is this very same vein, and we kind of touched on this last week when we talked about the live stream reactions to everything that was happening in the Nintendo Direct was to just demand lower prices for everything. Here's a good one. This The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild's Nintendo Switch 2 edition will not include the DLC. I feel like this is without precedent. This is fucking crazy.
It was the DLC free?
It was $20 originally. But they are re-releasing a game from 2017, a game that was on the Wii U, and they are releasing it in 2025, charging a full price, and then it'll be $20+. And this is an old game, usually a remaster when they come out with it. Like all the Skyrim, like if you buy Skyrim, like today, you're gonna get everything, like all of the Skyrim edition and all of the DLCs.
A good example is when I bought Dying Light and started playing it. I just have all the DLC. I have it all.
You go buy an old Ubisoft game, it's going to be the same exact fucking situation. This is lunacy. For the Breath of the Wild, again, it's 8 years old. It's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
So I think that we're going to be... I don't know why. I guess it is kind of a Nintendo thing because they're pretty notorious for never dropping their prices.
Never.
Even on their like old legacy games. So this fits. This shouldn't come as a surprise.
Like for the gaming industry, it's a surprise. For Nintendo, it's not.
Exactly. Perfect.
And I think that's why it's so shocking. It's not all Nintendo all the time for us.
Yeah.
right? And so we see.
But
this
if you're a
like,
Nintendo gamer, you're like shrugging about all of this.
This
You're
is
like,
my life. This is
yeah,
what I
this is
deal
what
with.
happened. What's a Steam sale? That the concept doesn't even fucking compute for me.
Like the Nintendo has sales, and it's all the third-party games. It's not actual Nintendo games. It is like all the indies. So like we don't care about those. We'll put those on sale. Mario, though, don't even think about it.
No, full price forever. Razer has paused direct laptop sales in the U.S., waiting to see how tariffs shake out. Got a couple tariff stories here because we did a. Oh, that's the clip I was going to have you put on. It's the fucking Michael Scott vasectomy clip. Snip, snap, snip, snap, snip. Do you have any idea? One? Yeah, it's close. Close enough. The physical toll that 3 tariffs has on a country.
Snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap.
Blade 16 laptops, I guess, and other laptops on Razer's site are no longer available for pre-order or purchase. You jump on the Razer website and just, which is funny because if you navigate over to the Canadian website, it's just right there. No problem. So I guess that's how we're going to be buying laptops. That's how we're going to be buying stuff now. We drive up past the Canadian
black market
border.
Black market for random crap is going to be so crazy.
Back in the day, you could buy a Volvo from the
get
factory.
Some drugs, get a laptop.
Yeah, you'd fly out to Sweden and you'd choose your Volvo and your configuration, and they'd roll it off the line for you. You'd drive it to the port. They'd put it on a fucking container ship, and you'd either get on a plane or take the boat over to the U.S., and that whole thing would cost you less than buying a Volvo at the dealership. That's how we're going to buy everything now. You fly into Canada. I need a new laptop. I need a new iPhone. I was going to pick up a washing machine. You just load up your fucking rental car with all these consumer goods you can't afford in the U.S., you drive them back to the U.S. and you still, with the trip to Canada, save like $5,000. This is the future. You guys do not understand.
It's gonna be like Eastern Europeans and jeans in the 90s or whatever. They'd come to the U.S. and fill like 3 suitcases with jeans
full of blue jeans,
and then they'd go home and be like, sell them.
They'd be the richest man in the village. That's gonna be us
doing that with just random electronics.
Yeah, if you have a fucking trailer and a truck, you have a path to becoming a millionaire now, because you can just drive up to Canada and just load it up with shit and drive it back down.
Yeah.
Just listen to this next one. During Trump's mindless tariff pause, Nintendo is desperately shipping as many Switch 2s to the U.S. as it can. Okay, this one is fucking fascinating to me. This is an interesting play. Did you see that thing about the Apple iPhones? They're just loading them up on planes, just like chucking boxes of iPhones onto like normal
onto a normal flight.
Yeah, just loading them up and then just flying them like completely full of iPhones, just to get them home, get them back to get them to the U.S. before the tariffs hit. This dude, it's absolute madness.
Can you imagine being the whoever's responsible for shipping, like the supply chain person or whatever, who's in there and being like, listen, my best option is
literally
I talked to a guy at Delta
flight option,
and we're just gonna throw as many boxes as we can fit. We got crates of iPhones. He's gonna fit. I slipped the guy $200. He's gonna fit as many as he can on.
They're like, should we be packing them into like the overhead compartment? And they're like, literally, just take a fucking shovel and just snow shovel them into the plane as fast as you can
before Trump shows up.
Trump can just turn this on and off apparently at will. Roughly, so this is interesting.
The plane down
because the Switch 2 is manufactured not in just Japan. In fact, like a third of them are being assembled in Vietnam, and Vietnam originally was part of this 46% levy, but now they only face the 10% universal tariff that Trump's put out, but not the full 46%. So as a result, because Vietnam has this lower quote tariff, all of Vietnam's output, all of these Switch 2s that they're making right now are going straight to the US as fast as they fucking can.
Again, this is a supply chain nightmare.
Oh,
they're
they're getting snow shoveled into planes. Like, I don't know how they're getting here, but you can't put them on a cargo ship because the cargo ship is in the fucking middle of the ocean. Tariffs, and you have to turn it around. It takes like 3 days to do that. No, so instead, they're shipping. So here's what's crazy: is that the U.S. is getting an abnormal amount of Switch 2s, like they normally wouldn't get because we'd normally be getting an even distribution.
Like you get them at like a normal
with a reasonable rollout. But now they are just chalking. They're sending every single one out of Vietnam straight to the U.S. So this may end up where we have a glut in supply of these. And remember the discussion we were having last week about whether or not these tariffs are going to have an impact on the availability and the scalpers. We may have too many. Everyone else in the world's like, where's our Nintendo Switch 2s? And we're just sitting on piles of them because they panic shipped them all into the US.
They're gonna do like what the diamond people do, De Beers or whatever it does with the diamonds. They
Start
just like have a
burning
vault
piles of them.
They have a vault of them that they just like keep locked away and just release a certain amount every year. Like we got the new release. Or hear me out.
Okay.
We get a Fast and the Furious 1 situation where we get local gangs taking over the truckloads of Switch 2s. And
it makes a lot more sense than using a grappling hook and 4 different cars to steal VCR DVD players.
Combo DVD VCR.
Which again, the main theme of this podcast, one of like the main rules of this podcast is do not steal yourself a job. And the fucking boys from the Fast and the Furious, we never find out, but who is their fence? Who is like, yeah, I'll take a semi truck full of that isn't Best Buy. Are they selling them under the table to like fucking Circuit City? Who's eating these fucking VCR DVDs? Who's buying them? Who are they selling them to? And do they come to Dom's sandwich shop to like broker that deal? He's like, I got a semi truck out back.
Don't ask it to make sense.
That's perfect. That's how I like to buy boxed consumer goods. Is behind the sandwich shop.
Fast and Furious started not making sense from the beginning, and that was the one. Cars and not making sense is what they went with. That was like their thread through the next.
But they're writing it
movies.
in the writing room. They have to stop multiple times and point to the big sticky on the whiteboard that says "Do not make sense." Like, hey guys, this plot is actually starting to tie together, and things are actually, making sense. They're like, pump the brakes. Pump the brakes, Dom.
Do we need more bazookas or something? What do we do?
Can we go to
submarine? All right.
You can have a submarine as long as it's in a car.
So
the car's racing a submarine? Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Done.
I want to see the plot of Fast 12 or whichever one we're on involving Switch 2s. I want them to get back to their roots. And it makes no sense why they're getting back into crime after being like superheroes or whatever the fuck they do now. But they're back into crime and they're back to stealing consumer electronics. I'm here for it. I want it.
Mm-hmm.
Race wars.
You can't just shout race wars. That's my favorite part of it.
Race war.
That already means something. You can't just say it.
It's in the desert. Riblets, these are for news stories that don't have much meat on the bone. Riblets were Applebee's, right?
Applebee's has, yeah.
Okay. I went to Chili's for the first time in like a decade in Florida. I went to a Florida Chili's. It was all right. I was just getting drunk. Like, come on, Chili's can get you drunk.
Here's the thing. Applebee's, Chili's, all these places, like there are probably 2 or 3 menu items you can order that you'd be like, yeah, that was pretty good. Like it was all right.
Yeah.
Nothing's great. There are a handful of menu items you can order that will be absolute garbage. So
yeah, don't get the mozzarella wallet or whatever the fuck it was. It's like if you took like 4 mozzarella sticks and pushed them all together. So they're about the size of a wallet. And you eat it. It's like
this is not real.
Yeah,
You're making
sounds
up the
gross.
they have two
mozzarella
different
wallet.
flavors for the mozzarella wallet.
Sounds like a
It's
gross name
Either
for a
Nashville
vagina.
hot or like honey chipotle. And
Dude, right in the mozzarella wallet.
please don't say that.
Just stringy.
Dude,
Please, both of you, stop. We're moving on.
no, we're not. Okay, so look, you get
Over
the-
1,000 classic PC games are dirt cheap right now on Good Old Games. It's
over 1,000.
1,000. This person on Kotaku
Yep.
put together a bunch, just kind of a list. I'm just gonna bang through the ones that I think that jumped out to me.
Nice.
Deus Ex Game of the Year edition is $1, for example. SimCity 2000 Special Edition.
Do you want to go back to the OG SimCity 2000?
$1.50. Or
Yep.
you don't have to go that far. SimCity 4 Deluxe Edition is $5.
Wow.
Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, $20. Fallout, the original Fallout, $2.50. Fallout 3 Game of the Year, or Fallout 3 Game of the Year is $7. Fallout 4 Game of the Year is $16. Again, compare that, because Fallout 4 came out after Breath of the Wild, right? To think that for the Game of the Year edition, you can get that for $16, and Breath of the Wild's going to be like $90. It's crazy.
It's
Anyway.
going up in price.
Yeah, it's appreciating somehow. Skyrim, Elder Scrolls Skyrim Anniversary Edition, $17. Let's see. The Saboteur. Oh my God, the Saboteur. Now that's a throwback. It's basically picture Grand Theft Auto, but you are playing as a French resistance member in a Nazi-occupied French city. It was for the Xbox 360, and it's $5. That game was sick. The Saboteur. Return to Castle Wolfenstein, $2. Yeah, guys, if you don't have Good Old Games, if you don't have that, like, it's basically like Steam, but old games, and they're a very strong dedication to game preservation. They've made very strong commitments to, like, you buy a game here, you'll keep it as long as we can. So yeah, check that out. Also, the Switch 2 is continuing a 20-year Nintendo tradition of not having achievements. I'd be disappointed in them if they did roll them out. The game,
It'd be weird if you were like, ugh, why do I have an achievement in this
a
game
Nintendo
now?
score. Yeah, it's too late to start now.
They can't do it because they'll have games like Breath of the Wild. And they're like, we can't just start adding achievements to
Can't
it.
retroactively do it.
We took stuff out
Uh-huh.
and sold it to you, so we can't add stuff in.
No, it would cost us so much extra to put in
$40 for
achievements. Game developers obviously can make their own types of, like, internal game achievements, but yeah, Nintendo is not going to monitor any sort of achievement system, which cool. Who cares?
That's fine.
Hades 2 will be a Nintendo Switch 2 console exclusive at launch. This news pertains to Peterson, who will have to ensure that he has a Switch 2 so he can actually play Supergiant's new Hades game.
Console exclusive, so you can still play it. You'll still be able to play it on the PC.
Oh, I did not realize
Because
that.
I currently own it. Like, I own it right now on the PC.
Duh.
So you can play it on PC, but it will not be on Xbox and PlayStation. Probably right. A lot of times these console exclusives, they like have a 6, 9 month, 12 month, something like that. So it'll show up on those in a year. But Hades 2, if you want to play it on a console, get the Steam Deck. No,
You better get in a Honda Civic with a VTEC engine, and you better get yourself a grappling hook and some buddies with masks.
watch out for the shotgun truckers.
You
They
are going to
started
have to
fighting
drive
back.
under the semi-truck. Just as a matter of course, you better hope it has a good lift on it.
One thing you need though is you need a car needs to be all black,
Yeah.
but put really, really obvious lighting at the bottom of it. So like glowing green
Oh.
neon lights.
Well,
have
that's
to
how
do
you
that.
that's how you know the guys are on your side in the Civics and not just some random black Honda Civic.
It's like a lightsaber situation. Like red lights, bad guys. Green lights, good guys.
Very straightforward. Yep.
Yeah. Mhm.
Hades. Wait, no. Oh, wait, no. Play the clip now.
I don't have a clip.
Dude, it's time for a JD's sales report.
I listen. One of these days, I'll put music to it and make an actual.
I waited 5 years to get any sort of bumper at all.
And I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Mm.
This was Agrilord. He made that.
Yeah. I appreciate Agralord.
And
You
he
have
was
no
like,
idea.
"Oh, I know the one thing Peterson can't resist is my awesome accent," and so he did that. And I was like, "Okay, well, I have to add
Yep.
it to the board
He
now."
used his powers.
Like if some random just like guy in like Idaho did it, I'd be like, "No, I'm not putting that on there."
Yeah.
But yeah. So
All right, JD, sales report. Sales report. 58% of PC gaming revenue came from microtransactions last year.
like
58%. This is coming from the
Dude, that's
2025
nuts.
PC and console gaming report from Newzoo. That 58% is $24.4 billion. And
in
that represents
microtransactions.
it's a 1.4% year-over-year growth in the area in microtransactions, which is, I don't know. It seems like that's the only way to buy certain games or to like, I don't know. I feel like there's less and less, fewer options to actually buy a fucking game outright. Like we don't have any choice. We have to do the microtransactions. The primary games that were driving this growth were Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Roblox, and Fortnite. All three of those, I'm like, yeah.
I could have named 2 of the 3. I would have been
Yup.
on that. Yeah.
Yep. Is Roblox even cost money? Is that free to play?
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously. And there's a lot of projections that were showing PC gaming is very much on the rise, which I find awesome. And also kind of unexpected considering how expensive computer components continue to be. It's not like I would have expected it when I got into PC gaming, and you get yourself into a really nice machine for $600, and a top end machine for $1,000, and now a really nice machine starts at $1,000, and the top end is like God knows how much. A car, and then like $500 barely gets you into like a medium kind of like an indie machine, basically.
Like I don't even know about that. Like a used one.
Yeah. So to see PC gaming going up is pretty cool. I think people have kind of got the message that if you are, and maybe I'm just
trying to sound cool. Like, oh, I think people are getting it that we're cool now, and like they want to be like us.
It's less about being cool and more about being like, if you want to play every game, just like you pointed out with Hades 2, you can play everything. Like, and you can play how you want. If I want to play with a Switch controller, if I want to play with a fucking Xbox controller or a PlayStation controller, I can play whatever games I want with whatever controller, and I can play them on my couch. I can play the flexibility you get from PC gaming is unmatched. And in most cases for like small games, you're getting them before everyone else. Like, where did Balatro start? It wasn't on phones.
Here's what I'll say. I think this is playing into it. So a lot of the games that these stupid little indie games that go viral are PC only. And so PC streamers are playing things like Repo, and they're playing things like Schedule One, and those are on the PC.
Yeah.
And unless you have teenagers or spending time around teenagers, you don't quite understand how much their lives revolve around the memes, so to speak. I mean, you saw the videos of people like watching the Minecraft movie and they just freak out when they say the chicken jockey and like destroy the theater. That's like what their whole life is like. So they see a thing going viral and it's PC only. They cannot resist. My kids have friends who are buying PCs, building their own PC, buying pre-built PCs, saving their money so they can play Schedule One, so they can play Repo, so they can play Lethal Company. They can play all these games that are as a $10 game. Like that's what they're spending $1,000 on, because the memes, they cannot not be a part of it. Lots of FOMO with these guys. So yeah, PC gaming, they can't do that on their Switch, right? Which their mom bought them for Christmas 5 years ago. They can't do it on that. So they gotta get a PC. That's my take.
Dude, I buy it. I think that's really accurate. Yep. That's all I got.
Kudos.
All right, kudos is our positivity segment, giving a shout out to things that we love. I have 2 kudos. What do you guys go first? We have a ton of kudos. You guys are lucky. We got a lot of stuff. Food.
There are a decent amount of food ones on there. Aaron, why don't you start with one?
Yeah. So I popped on, and then JD and I had a moment with this headband going
Yeah,
back and
Headband
forth.
bonding.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, these guys. Here's the thing. Every time Aaron comes on, JD and Aaron start broing out, and they start talking about wrestling. They both show up wearing headbands. I feel left out. Okay,
You're just not sitting at the cool kids table. Grow your hair out, Peterson. Live a little.
yeah.
You know
I can't.
how much skibbity respect you get from your kids for having long hair?
Like physically, you can't. What's going on?
I can't because it requires more work to take care of.
That's right.
No, it
That's
requires
right.
less work because you never have to go to the barber.
I don't go to the barber. I cut my own hair.
Oh my God,
Jonathan.
You
You didn't know that?
You
Dude.
do not.
Dude, for like 20 years.
I am calling Homeland Security. That is a red fucking flag.
Go to the barber.
We're sending you
What is
to
this?
El
What are you,
Salvador.
19
Yeah, somebody
45?
deport him. Get out
Yeah,
of here.
what the fuck?
I bet you've been going to the same barber your whole life.
Billy.
I bet you've been going to the same barber your whole life.
I have had only one man cut my hair since my very first haircut.
See? Okay, Ron Swanson over
Yeah.
here.
And
Dude, just
I
cut it
talk about
yourself.
him retiring because he's like in his 70s now. He cut my hair the very first time I ever had my haircut, and he's gonna give me my last haircut, and then I'm just gonna stop cutting my hair.
Bro, listen, when you have my haircut, barber's like a waste of time and money. It takes them 8 minutes. It takes no effort. So I was like, I can do that.
Fascinating.
Anyway,
This is fascinating.
All right.
yeah.
so
Sorry, what were we talking about?
So headbands. So I discovered this headband company, Junk Band, a few years back when I started growing my hair out the first time, and it was getting really annoying. I needed a headband, but I mean, they're not just for holding your hair back. Like, it's really good for like a sweatband headband. But anyway, Junk Band is the name of the company. You can get it on Amazon. They have a few different sizes. This one is the Big Bang Light. It's a one size. It's just, elastic. Just goes around your head. But they have like pretty much any kind of design you want. Like all the sports teams, like anything. You go onto their website. They don't have as much on Amazon as they do on the website. But yeah, search whatever sports, video games, whatever. They have a Karate Kid headband.
My gosh, they've got the coolest ones.
How have you found like
Psychedelic Sugar Skulls is the name of this one. Psychedelic Sugar Skulls. You don't even need to know what it looks like. You just press buy.
I feel like I do know what it looks like.
You
though.
do
Like,
know
just
what it looks
steering
like.
Like, yeah, I'm like, I got it. Yeah. Aaron, how are they like in terms of like whisking sweat and like in terms of keeping sweat out of your face, but also drying off and sort of things like that?
Oh, yeah, great, because it's just I don't know, what is it, nylon or some kind of polyester type material. So it's thin and it'll dry off pretty quickly.
Oh, I think I could
Okay.
justify buying 4 of these. Do you have any of the tie wraps, or are yours all the bands?
No, mine are all the bands. I haven't tried the tie before. I don't know. It might
They
work.
even have ear warming versions.
Do you have
Oh,
a
sweet.
balaclava version?
No.
I think you can just do it if you
I
want
think
to
they
just
have
pull
them.
it down.
Do they have one?
I think they have them. Like they get
There's
showed
one
up
that just
to the-
says "Let's go." Kids would like that one. I think I can justify buying 3 of these tonight. I think I will be doing that.
You're welcome.
Pricing.
Yeah.
How are they?
They're like
Look,
$17. What the fuck?
Is that a
But
lot?
like
or
this
little?
one
No.
I've had for 5 years.
Yeah, I feel like they just last forever. You just
Yeah,
buy it.
Just
You buy
so-
3,
yeah,
you'll never
absolutely
need to
worth
buy any
then.
headbands ever
I
again.
do like the Danielson one. Dang it. I just don't wear headbands ever.
You need to grow your hair out, Peterson. I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
You don't
What's
need
the
to have long
longest your
hair.
hair's ever been?
Like down past my nose, just barely.
Yeah, do it. Just get it down there. Like how
Okay, I
Aaron's
was
is
gonna
right
say this.
now.
I am growing my I am trying something out. So I'm gonna grow the top of my hair out for a while and see if I can keep that going. So maybe I'll be wearing, because I play soccer on Tuesdays. Maybe I'll be wearing one of these junk bands.
Dude.
Dude, it's perfect. Like if you sweat a lot,
So
just
many
it's
angles.
sweat a
perfect.
lot,
Perfect.
but
You don't sweat?
Oh, the Cheshire
Not a lot,
Cat one.
No.
mm-mm.
all I do is sweat, and then I work next to hot ovens all day. So like,
All I do is sweat.
all I do is sweat.
All I do is sweat, sweat,
Sweat,
sweat, no
sweat
matter
all down
what.
my butt. What?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it just
Wait.
pools down there.
Do they have a butt
Cookies,
man
sweaty
for
ass.
Jade?
Yeah.
Sweat ass cookies. Okay, well, I'll do one. A new sauce. Always looking for a new sauce.
You
I'd
can't go
say-
butt sweat and then start talking about a new sauce. You got to do a different one.
Butt sauce. Okay, I'll talk about a different one. It's not butt sauce. PDQ chicken.
With butt
PDQ
sauce.
chicken. In Florida, North Carolina, New Jersey, and New York. That's
Okay.
the spread for this chicken shop.
Okay.
I went down there when I was in Florida last week in Lakeland, and there was a PDQ chicken. I guess Tim Tebow owns a bunch of these. I guess I Googled
Okay.
it to see where their locations are, and there was like Tim Tebow owns 14 PDQs. I was like, I really don't super care about that,
Like, is
but
that like a selling point? Like, I not.
That's
eating
kinda what my
chicken
thought
because
was.
a celebrity owns it.
if
I
you
just wanna eat
go
chicken.
to any of
Is it
those
good?
14 locations, there's a chance you might run into Tim Tebow, which I'm like,
he just hangs out
what do
there.
you do with that? Oh, I saw Tim Tebow today, and everyone's like, and
Remember when you used to play football?
he was like a
Tim?
guy that played
You-
football, and then
remember when
like
you
you
did
know, he
that?
doesn't play anymore. So it's like cool. Anyway, PDQ chicken. I got this honey butter chicken sandwich there, and some chicken like nugget things. I don't know. Dipping sauce was amazing. Nuggets were fucking amazing. They even had a good milkshake for me. This place slapped.
Okay.
I was the chicken not great on the pizza front. Pizza in Florida is exactly what he expected to be.
I was
circle of
about to
garbage.
say pizza in
so
Florida.
Worst. And I think we got some of the best pizza that
Like
Florida
wet
has to
and
offer.
swampy.
Wet, yes. Why is it so wet? You guys need
Sweaty,
to you need
Hot,
to
sweaty pizza.
accommodate for how much more humidity is in your air, and maybe put less water in the dough or something. But like, it's just like it's like sweaty pizza. You just pick it up, and it's just like it doesn't want to be in Florida
Just
any more than
droopy.
you do.
It's
Like,
like,
please, free me.
please put me back in
This
a dry
mortal
oven.
coil.
Sad pizza.
Yeah, yeah. Like a food dehydrator. That's what you need for all your Florida pizza. But their chicken was on point. Chicken fucking slapped. So I had some
All
good
right.
chicken down there. PDQ chicken was good.
Okay. I have one quick one. Today I was at Smith's and I saw the new 7-Up summer flavor. It's called 7-Up Endless Summer. It is watermelon strawberry 7-Up.
oh god, that sounds so good.
Honestly, loved it. Like, and I drank it really. I opened one up and it wasn't cold, and I took a sip. It was good. Then I
Ooh,
put
that's
it in
a
the
good
fridge.
sign. Yeah.
Put it in the fridge. Came home after all my stuff today, after soccer, lacrosse, all that stuff. Came back and it was really, really cold. Very refreshing.
Yeah.
Like it just had. I feel like you can kind of taste. You know, when people like make like that 7-Up punch and stuff in a big bowl at the park, and they just serve with a ladle. It reminded me of that. Like that's what it reminded me of. I really liked it. I a lot of the sodas I'm like, it's too sweet, or like it's just too much. This was not like too aggressively much. And so
7-Up doesn't usually do specialty flavors. Sprite does,
Sprite does,
but we
yeah.
don't get a ton of 7-Ups. The 7-Up says like the cranberry one at winter.
Yep.
Like that's kind of it.
This one's good.
I'm stoked on
Watermelon
this.
strawberry, like what a mix. Just killed it. It's really, really good. Probably the best watermelon soda I've ever had, because usually they are too sweet for me. Like the melon
and strawberry
Dew,
soda is always super sweet.
too much. This is great. It doesn't taste like that soda watermelon and strawberry flavor. It tastes like a more refreshing than that. So I'm gonna give it my kudos because I honestly really enjoyed it, and I cracked open a second one. I don't drink that much soda. Cracked open a second one
This is a
just so
good
I could
one.
take a few more sips, because I had like half a can when I got back. So I was like, I gotta have some more. So anyways, Endless Summer. It's very summery looking. The boxes, the can is. So yeah. Endless Summer 7-Up.
All right, Peter, Aaron, do you have any more?
Yeah. My last one, it's a TV show on HBO Max. It just got done. At least I think so.
hearing
I
about
just
this
I
one.
just I just binged it. So,
yeah.
it's called The Pit. The Pit is it's takes place over a single shift, surrounding a handful of characters over that shift. And each episode is 1 hour of that shift. So it's 15 episodes, 15-hour shift over the course of this day. It's really, really good. I think the lead actor, if I could be wrong, used to be in ER with like George Clooney back in the day. So he's
The
the
shift
main
of
actor.
what? Where are they working?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I totally. My brain's all over the place.
Doctor's
apparently.
office, right?
Yeah.
Hospital?
So it's a doctor. It's a therapist.
Oh, okay.
Office. It's just 15 hours of therapy.
It's fucking crazy.
No, so it's
that good.
It's a trauma. Like it's an ER emergency room trauma center. So
Okay.
there's one main doctor. I don't know the hierarchy of, or I'm sure other people know a lot more than I do, but there's a few student doctors that are characters, and one main doctor that's kind of organizing the chaos. But so they're trying to see as many patients as possible, but this is the most accurate medical ER show, apparently, from what other people have been saying. It's the most accurate out of any show that's ever been on television.
Oh, okay.
So it took me a minute to kind of get into it because I don't want to watch another drama, super heavy drama ER show, because I feel like it's like the cop shows or
Like another
like
Grey's
CSI.
Anatomy or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I wasn't. That's not what I was wanting. But the more I watched it, the more I really, really liked it. Like, because I did. I was in the athletic training program in college, so I've done a handful of medical classes, so I kind of understood some stuff, but a lot of stuff I had no idea what they were talking about, which makes it a little bit more authentic and stuff. So I binged it over the weekend. It's a really good show. Highly recommend it.
I keep hearing about it.
I haven't heard about it at all, so I'm going to use Jackson's HBO.
What it's there
and watch it.
They don't pull any punches. Like there's blood, there's like the full frontals, there's
all the good stuff.
You
blood,
already sold me, and now you
selling me
harder. Full frontal.
Are there bloody full frontals?
Full frontal.
Oh fuck yeah!
Penis.
Is there any mozzarella wallets?
Yeah,
stringy ones. Yeah.
At least we have a name for the episode. I mean, it's right there.
Okay, no, I do want to watch that. I would love it if you said like each episode's 1 hour of I would love it if like they just cut off like mid sentence, because like it's just like the hours that like.
Dude, I was always confused. In 24, how we never see Jack Bauer take a shit. That's why was like conceptually that show always bothered me, because like point does he do a dump.
He is going to, like, it does happen.
At least pee. He has to
Trent.
Pee. You can go you can go Trent mode for a couple days, but you have to pee. Jack Bauer, like during like the tiny breaks, he's just like quickly pissing on a wall somewhere. I want to see that.
I'd love it. It's just a different point of view. Like it's showing like the enemy, the enemy's
and he's
point
just
of view.
like,
and it comes back to him, and he's on the
behind
wall,
a fucking dumpster, and his phone is just ringing off the hook because the president's gonna get shot. But he's like, I literally am gonna piss my pants right now if you guys just don't give me a second behind this dumpster. That's all I want to see.
Just a really long one. He's like, hold on. It's just pooling down by his feet.
Yeah,
he's spreading his legs wider and wider to avoid it.
He's like, dude, it's been 24 hours. Do you not understand? That's what I want to see. Hour 25, and Jack Bauer is dropping the most epic deuce. He's like, this has literally been the most stressful part of the whole day, actually. Is keeping this from coming out of me.
This almost came out several times.
It was scared. I was scared. People were shooting at me, and I didn't shit my pants. Like, it was right there.
Dude, it was licking my shorts.
You shoot a gun near a deer and don't hit it, the first thing it does is vacate its bowels. Jack Bauer is getting shot at constantly for 24 straight hours, and he's keeping it in. I mean, the guy is kind of a hero. All right, so
what is it about Aaron's kudos that we are just going on the most
So
random
distracted, can't
tangents?
stay
I don't know.
focused.
I picked the
Guys,
good ones, I guess.
Tiger sauce. I got it at Winco. If you Google it, it's a bottle. It's a glass bottle with a tiger on it. I grabbed it on a whim. It looked and sounded good.
Tiger sauce.
And I have to say the most insane thing after how much I've been just loving sriracha for the past like 4 or 5 years and getting just everything, putting it on everything. I got 1 bottle of tiger sauce and Jenna and I were both eating it. And I turned to her, we were eating it on pizza and she was just dumping it on her pizza. And I was like, dude, I have a shameful admission. And I was like, I think I like tiger sauce more than sriracha. And she looked over at me, was like, me too. You guys, this shit is, just like, how could I betray my beloved sriracha? But the fact of the matter is that tiger sauce is fucking incredible. I said,
well, I need to know what flavor this is. I'm trying to look it up and see like what is the
have you ever had
profile of this?
sweet heat at Popeyes? It's
probably
like a
not.
sweet, hot, sticky sauce. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like it's like a spicy, sweet sauce. And
does it taste more Asian? Does it
Yes.
taste more okay?
Yes.
Okay.
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 Kind of like a spicy, sweet chili sauce, but but better. Way better, because everyone's had a sweet chili sauce and it's like, oh
Sure.
yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
I'll dip, shrimp in it or whatever.
Yeah.
This stuff is next level. The heat it brings and the flavor that's coming from the peppers, tiger sauce. It's just, you would walk by it on the
Okay.
you'd definitely walk by it if you saw it in a grocery store. You wouldn't think twice about it, but
No. Yeah.
it's just a sleeper. It's so fucking good.
Okay. That's all the kudos, right?
Yeah, that's it. Let's move it.
Okay, here we go.
Top 10. Take it from the top. Top 10. Don't stop.
Peterson has been on fire with the fucking bumpers lately.
Yeah, that one's good. JD
good
gave me
one.
the music for both of those. So yeah, give me the music. I can do something with it, I think.
Yeah, just give him.
I
that
am gonna
start.
wrap it and then put the voice down quite a bit, like the
Mhm.
tone, because it
Mhm.
sounds better.
No,
You
I
just
get
hear
that.
the raw, unfiltered. I'm like, ooh, that sounds terrible.
Let's auto tune that a little bit. Guys, we've got this cool thing we're doing for the next couple of weeks. I'm so excited for it. I can't tell you enough. We have reached out to all of our co-hosts for this show, and we are getting top 10 lists for everyone. Me, Peterson, Aaron, Danny, Lynn, Trent, Jenna. We've informed all of them. They've all been working on their lists, and we're just going to go through over the course of the next like month and a half or whatever, and we're doing our top 10s. And I want you guys on the other side to start thinking about it. Yours. Give it some time. You don't need to drop them right away.
Yeah, I
Because
don't.
I
You
want
don't
to
have
see
to
them
say
in the
tomorrow.
Discord.
Think about it.
Or if you would like, you can send them to us individually and we can read them out on the show.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
So we can react to them live. We'll
So we
open
can
the
play
email
that bumper a few more times,
and we can play it some more. So we can do guest
Yeah.
top 10s. So if you guys want to think about them, you can just reach out to us and say, hey, I want to send them to you guys, and we'll send you the email. And we just won't open it. We won't open your email until we are reading it on the show. So yeah, this is going to be our thing, and I'll keep pitching that. So don't worry about remembering it, because we'll remind you again. So think about your top 10.
Memorize what we just said. Don't forget it. We're never saying it again.
Rehearse
So-
it, because this podcast will self-destruct in 10 seconds. So Aaron, get us started. However you said you're not sure about the order.
Yeah,
So-
so yeah, it's not going to be in like top,
Like my
number
my
one
number
is the
10.
number one, Yeah,
Okay.
it was more of just thinking chronologically almost of like my earliest memories of video games, kind of go through the years.
These
'Cause
are
I
your
mean-
tops.
Yeah,
In
so
the past and to the
so
now.
I was trying to think like what is a top 10 game, like what's a top game of all time? Like, what does that actually mean to each person? Because each person is going to be a little bit different. For me, it's something that's like a long lasting memory that brings like a lot of joy, obviously, because some games are beyond just like wasting time, like Balatro, and it kind of
Okay, whoa,
it-
whoa,
oh
Peterson's got his back up now.
So it kind of like exceeds kind of like that, or transcends just like wasting time, right? Because like you look back and you're like, oh, that was a fond memory I had playing that game or whatever. So that's kind of how I approached my list. So my earliest memory of a video game is Super Mario Brothers 3. And I can remember going over to my neighbor's house and playing Super Mario Brothers 3. It had to have been, I don't know, 5, maybe, like super, super young. But I could probably pick up and play Super Mario Brothers 3 today because I think it's just it's a classic. It'll always be a classic.
It never feels dated.
No, it really doesn't.
It always feels like it was like at the when that generation of games was at its pinnacle.
Yeah.
And that's like kind of where we're still at. It feels
That-
like nailed it.
That feels like if that they wouldn't be out of place if it was released today.
Yep.
Like there are games that I think it's better than some games that are released today. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like it did a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you
level
ever
design.
beat it?
Yeah. What's that?
Did you ever beat it?
Oh yeah.
I've never beat that game.
That's
It's not
look
too.
me
It's
up
more of
that.
a time than skill investment, honestly.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
true.
If you
That
plug
is
enough
true.
hours into Super Mario Brothers 3, you don't
you have
to be
enough
that good and you
lives
can
to
beat it.
really do whatever you got.
Yeah, it's pretty forgiving.
It's just the lava ship you got to get past. That's just that's the only
lava
thing.
ship.
Or whatever they call it. Yeah. So and then number 2 is Command and Conquer. So it was the first game of that genre, because I think I don't know if my timeline's a little off, but I'm pretty sure it was Command and Conquer came out, then StarCraft started hitting the scenes shortly after.
Warcraft, you mean? Or
Well, sorry, I'm just thinking about my neighborhood friends, because it was either Command and Conquer or StarCraft.
Oh,
None of my friends really played Warcraft at all, so I never really got into Warcraft.
Got it.
But Command and Conquer, the first one, when it came out, like I was always over at my friend's house playing Command and Conquer, like all the time. And when Red Alert came out, that was the first time I actually played that I can remember online playing against my friend in a LAN game, doing dial up and all that nonsense. So Command and Conquer, and then that just kind of put me down a road of just loving RTS games. I love RTS games. So that kind of set the stage for me.
you know what's funny? I never played Command and Conquer. I played Warcraft 1, Warcraft 2, then went into StarCraft. And Command and Conquer was right at that same time frame. It was right after Warcraft 1.
Yeah, it was like
And
a
I
year.
just- I
after
never
Warcraft
played
1.
it. And I don't know why, and people still recommend it to me. I even own it. Like I own a disc of it. Like I think it's in my office right now. And I just
Now to get a disk
played it.
drive because no one has any of
That's
that anymore.
true. I don't have one.
No.
But yeah, that's crazy that Command and Conquer was your game. But I know a lot of people that are like that. But yes, in the RTS scene, they came in so hot, so hot.
Yeah. Well, and they had live action cutscenes, like
Yeah.
live actors. Like I posted in the general, they had, Tim Curry was one of the generals, and they had
this was 2 years before Age of Empires. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, was it 2 years?
It was before everything except
Wow.
for Warcraft. Yeah.
Warcraft 1.
Or
That's it.
Warcraft
one.
1 was like
Yep.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was more, I think at that time I was probably more into like military type stuff. So than fantasy scene also. But yeah, number 3 is World of Warcraft.
Oh,
Nice.
I actually recently started playing World of Warcraft Classic again.
uh-oh.
And
Did you play it originally back in the day then?
2004? Yeah. Yeah, I
Oh,
played
fuck
2004.
yeah. You and Trent, dude.
I was never hardcore at
time.
it, but it's one of those games where, man, like I can remember watching that cinematic, with the warlock and the hunter was my first choice. It was immediately what I wanted to be. So that's what I started back up again recently is hunter, and
Nice.
it's fun, man. It's a lot of fun.
So, are you playing with anyone?
Yeah, there's a few people that'll jump on and play, on the server. So because they just reopened up the classic servers, so it's vanilla World of Warcraft. It'll have just the standard bosses that it opened with, and then following the release schedule as they did in 2004. So coming this year, they'll open up more wings, and then they'll do Burning Crusade, and then that's it. They'll stop at Burning Crusade, which is super awesome.
Cool.
So you can experience it how it was back in 2004. Super cool. But yeah, World of Warcraft it's the GOAT, man.
They really,
nothing will ever beat it, and you can still have fun today. 20
It was
years
like,
later.
at the time, it was like it's like a Game of Thrones level of like cultural significance.
Yeah.
Right. Everyone was playing it. Everyone was talking about it. I wasn't playing it, but I knew people at work that would come in and talk about their raids that they had done earlier that day or right before work or that night. So it was huge. It was huge.
Yeah. Because like my brother was playing Dark Age, I think like right before that. We started on City of Heroes. City of Heroes was released early that year. And we really bonded over that. I almost put City of Heroes on my list purely because like that's how me and my brother really bonded was over City of Heroes. But then World of Warcraft came out and we bonded over that. And plus World of Warcraft is just a better game than City of Heroes, obviously. Next game is Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
number one.
No, yeah, number one. That's a lot of these games have dude, the music was freaking fire, man. It still is fire.
All the levels, the warehouse, dude, just burned into my brain for fucking ever.
Yeah, it's so good. And like as soon as I saw it on the PlayStation, it blew my mind, man. It was revolutionary. It was unlike anything else before. And
it did.
Yeah, it's amazing.
There were games that like kind of were in that, I'd say, genre before, but it took it to a new level and just really sunk it into your brain. Like you said, like it just became a part of what you did. Everyone who plays it back then remembers it vividly. Like this was a thing that people just loved.
Tony Hawk's deep involvement in the development of this game made it what it was.
Yeah.
Because it came across as extraordinarily authentic for that culture, for skate culture. Because he handpicked the fucking soundtrack. And he sat over their shoulders. And when they were developing it, I think he infused the game with so much of skate culture that, even down to the part where part of skateboarding is just eating shit all the fucking time, trying to master a move. And that came through in this game. Is that you would just reload those, pause, restart level, trying to like Phil said, get the tapes or trying to land certain tricks. Like it just, oh man, it just hit that just right. And
did you play it when they remastered it? Like they just came out like 5 years ago, 4 years ago?
I never did. I kind of want to.
I did. And it has the same feel, right? Of course, it's not the same because like the times have changed, right? But still just as good and sucks you in just as much. That's a great pick, though. That's a great pick.
Yeah, I guess 1080. I just looked up the dates. 1080 snowboarding on N64 came out in 98, and then Tony Hawk came out in 99, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess 1080 was fairly similar in style. That game was pretty good too. But anyway, next is Halo. Halo 1, man.
The OG.
Me and my friends, carrying around TVs to go to somebody's house just so we can link up 4 Xboxes together and play
Oh,
16 players. And
Dude.
it was the most fun I've ever had playing video games.
Mustering together as many TVs as you get, like power. Hey, bring a power strip. If you got a power strip, bring a power strip because you're like, it's a mess of cables.
Yeah,
this will take you back. Bringing your fucking Xbox to school on Friday in your backpack
In your backpack.
because you're going to that LAN party after school.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah,
lugging
dude,
this
yeah.
monster around. You cannot put it
That
in your
thing
locker.
was not
It's
small.
Too big.
No.
So it is your whole backpack, and you're just chugging this thing around, hoping a teacher doesn't be like, open your backpack. And you're like, I have a whole
It's an
fucking Xbox in here.
They
It's
used to
huge.
make backpacks that were like geared towards carrying around your consoles.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
I
that's for
if I
sure.
had to bet money, I would have bet that you had Halo on there. You're just the right age, right? That same kind, like we
Yeah,
all
high
kind
school,
of
yeah.
played Halo, right? That was a thing we just all did.
So-
We were in that
so-
era,
Yeah.
Yeah.
unmatched.
For sure. Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Nice.
I mean, all the Zelda games are super amazing. I mean, Ocarina of Time is a super amazing game, obviously. But Zelda Breath of the Wild was a game that me and my friends, at the time I was working at the board game company,
Mhm.
and we would just learn new stuff like every single time we would play. Like, oh, did you figure this out? Did you know this? Did you know that? Or like recipes and try to figure stuff out, or things that we discovered. It was just a great time, just exploring the world. I don't know. I think it'll always be an amazing game. I didn't play the DLC though. Didn't play the DLC.
Yeah, oh, dude. Well, you don't.
You can't afford it. Look, man,
can't-
you gotta
I-
get a second job.
$20.
You want to start over? You can get it on the Switch to
$100
DLC free. So it'll be. Well, yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed that game.
Peterson, get over yourself and just play it. Rotten bastard. This is
Put
the-
down
this is-
Balatro.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
You're
That
never
don't
gonna
make
beat
sense.
everything on Gold Stake. You're just not gonna do it.
I will do it this week.
How many decks have you beaten on Gold Stake?
2 now.
Actually, kind of impressive. All right, what's your next
I
one?
don't know what that means. Stardew Valley.
Aaron? Ooh, good pick.
I never played Harvest Moon when it came out, but
Same.
Stardew Valley was just it blew my mind again. Like what is this game? Why it's so simple. I'm just walking
Why is it
around.
so good?
Why is it so? Yeah, exactly.
Why do I love it this much?
Like,
I had the
why do I
same
want to be a
reaction.
farmer? All of a sudden, I don't. Yeah,
It's the
awesome.
funnest like non-game I've ever played. Like it's half of it is not you're not even doing gamey stuff. You're just like you said, walking around, be like, ah, crap, it's Thursday. I gotta go give a present to whatever,
Yeah.
But yeah, I had the same reaction. I didn't play Stardew Valley until we were doing this podcast on the Switch 1, and I was like sucked. I think I got like 100 hours. It's crazy.
You get
Yeah.
sucked into it so hard.
And
Yeah.
they're still releasing stuff for it, which is kind of
Dude,
crazy.
he's nuts. That's why.
Yeah.
He can't help it. The guy, the developer, he
quit.
can't help himself.
Can't stop.
He thinks
He's
of
got another
something,
game he's
and
working
like,
on. And he's like,
"Gotta do
no,
it."
I can't stop making Stardew better.
Next one is Smash Brothers for
Any
specifically
particular-
for the N64, I would say. So the original, the OG.
Nice.
It was just a ton of fun. It's one of those games just playing with your friends because you had to, right? Like everybody had to go over to somebody's house to play 4-player Smash Brothers.
It's part of life. That's
Yeah.
what life used to be like.
And go over to
Like how
somebody's
kids had
house
to
play
do
video
skibbity
games.
toilet and throw popcorn in movie theaters at the Minecraft movie. That's what we used to do, is go play Smash Brothers at someone's house.
And
Yeah.
this is why we had so many sleepovers, because like kids these days don't do a lot of sleepovers. That's
Oh,
because
yeah.
they can play online with their friends. We were like, oh, I want to play Smash Bros. Like, I have to go to JD's house
Mhm.
and play this. And
Yeah.
we're not just going to play for like an hour and then go home. Like, We're getting pizza. We're getting 2 liters of soda, and we're doing this.
Yeah, so
We're
that's I
nice
guess
all
what's missing out. And you have kids at this age, Peterson. Are they missing out on they're just all the pizza they could be eating, all the Cheetos and Mountain Dew.
And they don't like hang out late. They don't stay up till 3 a.m. like we did, playing video games. They're like pretending like you're asleep, then getting up and like quiet, everyone quiet, and, like playing quietly. Like they didn't do any of that. No, they just all go home and then they'll hang out, go home, and then go log in and play games at their house on the computer for a little bit. So yeah,
so much more sad.
Lame.
Well, you got 2 more, right, Aaron?
2 more. Fallout 4, specifically Fallout 4.
Nice.
Interesting.
Okay.
I played Fallout 3. I never got into it. But when Fallout 4 came out, I don't know why, it just something clicked. Maybe the story, building up your base was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
A little bit more freedom. At least that I felt like in the other games. I didn't play New Vegas at all either. So I don't have a whole lot to compare it to, but I played through Fallout 4 twice. Tried out the different story endings. So I didn't try out the third, ending. And then I played through all of the DLC, all of it.
Oh wow,
dude, some of it was really good. I didn't like the Slaver one. It was like the amusement park one.
Oh yeah, that one's okay. Yeah,
it had like no way to be like a good guy. You had to be a bad guy no matter what. And I was
but
like,
the island,
the
island was super cool.
Fuck yes, the island.
It was the harbor.
Yeah, Far Harbor, dude.
Far Harbor, yeah.
Far Harbor was the best DLC of like maybe any game I've ever played.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, because it was like a whole new game. It was like
the story was insane.
It was good. Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't play that,
dude. It was like Westworld, dude. Like all the twists and shit that were happening.
Yeah, dude. You gotta.
Far Harbor is sick.
Definitely, and I think it's definitely still playable. You should definitely. Play.
I didn't even beat Fallout 4. I never finished.
Really?
I got really, really far, and then I can't remember what pulled me off. I was like way into it.
Into some basement.
Yeah, that's true. Your bone room probably just broke your game.
And I can't play anymore. No, I got like super close to the end. I don't know why I didn't finish it. I can't remember. Like probably some other game like popped up and we got like pulled away.
I was so spiteful by the end because I ended up going to war with the Brotherhood.
Oh,
because I was so pissed they were coming at my underground for no reason. The underground did nothing wrong to anyone. I can understand how the Institute is hunting them. They have a motivation, whatever. Sure. But dude, the Brotherhood were just being dicks.
I never liked the Brotherhood, really.
So they were in Fallout 3, but man, did they get fucked up in Fallout 4. I did not appreciate it. I shot down their blimp and then I massacred their leader and wore his coat around.
I do remember you talking about some of the more psychotic stuff you did.
Yeah, in front of his men that he used to command.
I played 100. I just checked 118 hours of Fallout 4.
You didn't beat it?
I spend too much time collecting.
It should only take you like 40 hours.
No, I had
the main storyline is less than 40 hours for sure.
I had a room that I had built just for my collections, like a gigantic room. And then I was getting too many power suits, and I was like, "Crap!" And then I was like putting those out. You were just spent too much time doing that
junk you accumulated, so you just turned it off and never looked back.
I can't help it. Like you guys don't understand. Like I can't help it.
It's just who I am.
Sorry.
All right, Aaron. I have to know, what is your last top 10 game?
Pokemon Red, Blue.
Oh,
okay. Pick though. You gotta have one.
It's the same game, isn't it?
No, it is not.
No,
and everyone got a different one as a kid. So I got to know who had what. I had blue. My brother had red. Trent had blue. Jackson had red.
This is weird that you know this.
You just identified with what one you had. My sister had yellow.
And I went full Squirtle, man. Like,
yeah.
We
had blue.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. So yeah, all the Pokemon games are super amazing. I didn't play some of the really big ones like Black and White. I didn't play Black and White, but Emerald, Yellow, and then some of the new ones, But I think one of my favorites is actually Sun and Moon. I don't know why. I really like.
I haven't
Sun
tried
and
those
Moon.
yet.
Yeah, because at least I think I'm thinking about it right. It's Sun and Moon is the Hawaiian Pokemon region.
Oh, yeah. What's that called? Aloha or whatever.
Aloha Mora.
Aloha Mora. Yeah.
That's
This is such a
unlocked
liar.
Aloha Mora. That's Harry Potter. Yeah.
I don't know. What you're
I know
talking
it.
About. Oh, okay. But yeah, so I mean,
Alola, I think it's called.
Pokemon came out when I was in like junior high, and I took my Game Boy with me like everywhere to play
Mhm.
Pokemon Blue.
Yeah.
And it just, I was always playing it. And then you get the Ditto was like was it like a glitch or something in the game?
Mew.
Mew was like a QR code, right?
You could get Mew at special events that they would have at like Toys R Us sometimes, and then years later they discovered there is like a way that literally anyone playing the original games can get a Mew before the second gym, and you're just rocking around with
That's
it.
wild.
Yeah, I'll show you I'll send you the YouTube video because I did it on my old game before the battery ran out, so that tells you like how like soon it came out. But yeah, that game. Oh.
Yeah,
Aaron,
just
your
fun
list
time.
here is fantastic. I think everything on here, with the exception of Fallout 4, is completely non-controversial. Like literally nobody could argue with everything on this list being a top 10.
Zelda Breath of
game.
the Wild, I could argue that one. I could make some.
You would be the only human on Earth that would make that fucking argument. You sound so
I'm just kidding.
stupid.
I get it. No, I get it. I get it.
I
Yeah,
mean,
and
these
the
are,
only
like,
reason Fallout
classics.
4 is controversial at all is because New Vegas was
Mhm.
so good.
Yeah, and there were
but yeah,
people
that-
were a little cold on parts of Fallout 4, and it's kind of recent. I don't disagree. I'm with you right there. Like I fucking love that game. Played tons of hours.
mhm.
And I hope Fallout 5 doesn't deviate too much from 4. I am not one of the people that didn't appreciate 4. But yeah, everything else on here, dude, these are just like classics, which I think is a reflection of I think that's what's going to be the most interesting part of these top 10s. And if we get some from listeners, is they date you. Very much this dates you. Like I feel like you could show this list to somebody, like any
I could
gamer.
be like, this man is 38 years old. You know what I mean?
They'd be able
Like,
to fuck you up. They'd be able to guess your age really, really close.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I
Yeah, and I'm
only
sure
wish you'd ranked it because now I'm extra curious what you'd put. Could you pick your top 3 out of these? Do you think?
I'd probably put Super Mario Brothers, maybe World of Warcraft, and then Pokemon probably. That might just thinking off the top of my head, that might be the top 3.
No, that's fucking excellent.
Just based off like impact. I think impact is because like are they the best games ever made? Probably not, but like impact they had on you is huge, right? And so that's because I know I've thought of my list a little bit, and some of them are going to be like, what? But it's just like the impact they had at the time was massive for whatever reason. Sometimes I can't even pinpoint it. Like sometimes I just don't, it just like struck at the right time or something. But yeah, this is a good list. This is a good list. And I imagine with other lists, we'll see some repeats on there. We'll see some of these on other people's lists.
That would
I'd
be
be curious. Yeah.
And we can keep track of which games had like the most mentions in top 10s. I think that'd be really fucking fun.
Although I don't think Brandon Sanderson had any of these on his.
That's where we got this idea.
He had Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah,
but not Fallout 4. So there's, but his list was.
But he's older.
Mean, as you can imagine, a little. It was a little weird. Like this isn't. This list is like this makes sense. His, I was like, what? On some of them. So yeah.
I'm sure if I played New Vegas before Fallout 4, it might have been on this.
Maybe it's a different vibe, though.
Yeah, it feels different. That is
Fallout 4 is super unique, and I love Fallout 4. Seemed for someone that loved 3, and I played the first 2 and enjoyed them. Like Fallout 4 seemed more mainstream, and I was like, that's okay.
We played a ton of it.
It doesn't
We
need to be
played
a
it.
Fallout jerk off game. Like it can be a game that's a little more
Wait,
mainstream, and I'm
Do
okay
they
with
have that though?
Well,
With
I'll share
bones?
one with you.
The Bone Dungeon is something else.
All right. So I don't know who we're gonna get next week, but Aaron, thank you so much for kicking off the
Yes,
top
thank you.
10s. This has been fucking amazing. Again, guys, if you have yours, don't share them, don't send them on Discord. Hit us up, let us know, send an
Yeah,
email.
We'll do it. Yeah.
Subject line top 10, super secret, don't open. And we'll open it on the episode.
And then we'll do top 10 sex games after this for the after.
How
dark
do you
stuff.
pick? How can I narrow them down?
Dice of destiny.
Nope. Not doing it this week. Okay, look. I'm taking a mulligan.
Go on then.
So it is.
Share your
I
excuses.
had very little game time this week, and I downloaded Wingspan even on my Steam Deck, and honestly just like never got to it.
Mm-hmm.
I hardly played any games this week. Even the games that I'm like really sucked into right now, I hardly got into. So I need a little bit more time. I need more time. Okay.
Aaron, have you played Wormspan? I remember you reviewed Wingspan on this podcast a billion years ago, possibly during a Next Fest or something. But have you played the Dragon one?
I have not. No. I just walked into a game store like 2 days ago and I saw Wormspan and I saw a Fish Span or something. There's a fish one.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I love this. I'm like, go nuts, guys. If people want them and people like the game, like, yeah, bring us different like versions, different flavors of the same game. You make a bunch of money off of your successful game concept. We get new versions of it that make it fun. Because then if I like Wormspan or if I like Wingspan, then yeah, I get to go and play it, and I go back to my closet. I'm like, which one do you want to play? I have an option. I don't have to keep playing the same one over and over. I fucking love that. Anyway, well, I'm stoked, Peterson.
Yeah, I'll do it this week. Like I said, I was like, I even booted it up and I was like, I'm too tired. Like I got to go to bed. Like, and so, because it was pretty late. So I'll get it this week. No problem.
Beautiful. All right. Well, that does it for us this week. Big thanks to Aaron for coming on and dropping his top 10 on us. To play us out, we've got some music from the now defunct The Crew. This one's called Heavy as a Feather. That was dope. Actually kind of cool. Heavy as a Feather.
Yeah.
Sounds like an 80s hairband ballad.
Heavy as a feather.
Something like that.
We're right there. We're right there.
Pretty close. Peterson remixed that. All right, I'm JD logging off.
This is Peterson going AFK.
Aaron rolling out.